You set up a glyph of calling to speak to Lannon, and your dream begins with you and he standing at the edge of the cliff staring down at the army as it slowly makes its way around the Lake of Lyrium. And you hear him say, "Creators."
I just sort of put my hand on his shoulder and I say, I had hoped to not need to contact you so soon.
Honestly, when I noticed it on night 1, I was kind of worried someone had fucking died. This is kind of worse. Like, this is worse.
It's worse.
He turns to you and he says, "Did Tom say where specifically they were heading?"
He said they're headed straight for Treventer.
Oh, I suppose that shouldn't be a surprise. That's where the archdemon is. He kind of runs one hand through his hair. He's like, "Okay, I mean, we've got about a quarter of an army up there now, which is good. I guess I'll command it and try to defend it for now. We've got a few Grey Wardens topside that should be able to help us as well." And he looks at you and he says, "Like, I knew this was going to be dangerous, but you'll be careful, won't you, Vanon?"
I'll do everything I can to come back and help you fight this thing. I will not leave you out there alone.
He nods, and the dream ends very softly with just him, hugging you tightly. And eventually, you guys wake up. I'd like to say morning, but you can't be sure it's morning. You just wake up when people are rested-ish. You pull up camp. You have a small, insufficient breakfast because you're trying to keep your rations rationed. And you pull up and you start heading mostly west is the direction that you're heading. West and down, deeper into the deep roads. Your first destination is the Dunmorral Thaig.
How far are we from?
Tom says it's going to be it's probably going to be at least a week and a half before you get to the Dunmorral Thaig.
I'm getting really anxious about this. We need to make it back to the surface as soon as possible because we have bigger fish to fry.
Tom, he pats your shoulder. He empathizes, like he gets it. He's a Grey Warden. He knows the threat that Darkspawn pose to all life on Thedas. But like, this is important too. You need a legion.
Yeah.
Well, and also, didn't he say last time that it would take them probably about the same amount of time to get there as it would take us?
Probably, yeah. If they're heading into Treventer, yeah. So, the worst part about the Deep Roads so far, from your extremely limited experience of the first week or so underground, is that it's mostly the dread. Because Tom is a Grey Warden and he is able to sense Darkspawn. He's able to guide you away from small warrens and that kind of thing. And for the first week underground, you don't actually come across any Darkspawn. In fact, you don't come across anything. It's just this long, almost unsettlingly quiet descent further and further underground, further into the deep roads. And I would like to have a quick psychological check-in. After a week underground, a week of never seeing sunlight, how is everyone doing?
This is definitely not my jam. This is the opposite of my jam. I like trees and being outside.
Elian's not doing great. He's probably hiding it better than Sabre, I think.
I feel like has to, at least she has a distraction, which is, hey, my dying girlfriend is with us, and that takes priority, for all things, but also, just getting more and more on edge, with each passing day.
So the descent continues. You pass all number of strange ruins and caves, some man-made, some very much natural. And it's not until you come across a large archway infused with still glowing blue lyrium that you start to realize that you are now capital S somewhere. And in fact, as you are about to pass under it, Talgan stops and he says, "Wait, that's the Dunmorral House words."
I pull up next to him. What does it say?
He says, "Honor through ingenuity." He says, "I never thought this must be it. This must be the entrance of the Thaig."
I just look around slowly. Is there anything to see?
You get the impression that this he's the first one to recognize it, and you get to feel like this is maybe like the outskirts of the Thaig. You had followed a long, it felt sort of natural, like a natural cliffside path further down into the deep roads. And looking out along the cliff, you don't see anything in particular. Looking further past the archway, however, you can see a few large stone buildings carved into a large cavern. And you think, like, you've never seen a Thaig, but you do know from, Tom's explanation that Thaigs, all they are is abandoned dwarven settlements, cities, basically, that were overrun in usually a blight, something of that nature.
Interesting.
Elian checks in with Talgan. How are you doing? You okay?
What? Yes, I'm fine. We should go. And he heads inside.
Follow after, not believing. We're all like, fine, so I understand.
Everything's fine. It's all fine. But so yes, Talgan leads the way a little too cavalierly, you think. And Mayveris sort of falls in next to you, Elian, and she says, maybe don't push it, dear.
I didn't mean to.
It's all right. You're just concerned about your friend, and I understand, but I have a feeling that if he wants to talk about something, he'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And as you are all following in behind him, Tom Rainier, he closes the distance and he says, "There are Darkspawn close. We must be careful."
I was wondering when we would run into something.
Leander says, "Talgan, do you know what specifically we are looking for, if anything?" Talgan says, "Of course not. This Thaig's been lost since I don't know how long. Centuries, I assume. Centuries ago. But, what the hell do I know?" And he sort of hesitates and he says, I wish my mother was here. Not that I wish she was in the deep roads, but she knew more about family history. She might be able to tell me more about this Thaig."
Were there any stories she told you as a child?
Well, there was that one mysterious lullaby. She said, "No, fuck you."
I'm sorry.
I just start
How am I
cackling
supposed to know?
in the corner. I'm just laughing my ass off.
She says, "No, this Thaig has been lost for centuries. Any historical memory we have is long gone. And now that we've officially been erased from the memories."
Well, if there are Darkspawn, we should definitely stay together as we look around.
Yeah.
Blackwell says, "Most Thaigs that predate the First Blight, which it sounds like this is one of them, they usually were built sort of in a, if you can imagine, a cone shape, with the most important buildings being higher up in the cone, and the less important, the commoners' homes and the markets, that kind of thing, being at the base toward the wider areas. So usually, if we want to find something or somewhere important, we find the center of the Thaig and go up as best we can." And Talgan says, "You've been to a lot of Thaigs?" And Blackwall says, "I've been a warden for 3 years. It's long enough."
Sounds like up we go then.
So the Dunmorral Thaig, it has a lot of... You've spent some time in Orzammar now, so you're quite familiar with Dwarven architecture. And this, it looks like Dwarven architecture, but it has a very interesting stylistic look to it. Like, a lot of the archways, the pedestals, and even sometimes the buildings are infused with lyrium that give the whole cavern this ethereal pale blue glow. You follow a bridge over a large crevasse and into the center of what you can only assume used to be some sort of market district. It's actually a little bit harrowing. There are still a couple overturned carts, stone carts that are just lying on the ground, and there are ancient, decrepit pieces of armor and swords that are still lying on the ground, completely covered in dust. And Tom says, "Is it just me, or did this place look like it was evacuated in a hurry?"
It's not just you. And that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
He says, "Well, presumably the danger has long passed, right? It was centuries ago."
We can only hope.
Talgan crouches down at the overturned vendor stall in the middle of the road, and he picks up this old, it's long since, rusted and it gotten so dirty, but underneath all of the grime, there is actually the Dunmorral House seal on it. and he stares at it in sort of silent bewilderment for a long time. Go ahead, everyone, roll perception seeing to see if you can find a good way up. So all of you, you're looking around this massive cavern, and, Tom Rainier's advice was up, usually, is the way to go, to get to the important parts of any abandoned Thaig. And you are looking around, and you can, all of you see, in the distance, a large, it's almost like an inverted funnel. It's a huge building that has tapered sides, very wide at the base and very narrow at the top. And there is a set of stairs that you can see actually wrapping around the outside. It has to go at least half a mile straight up. It's an up. It looks like it's murder on the thighs.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for leg day.
Oh no.
Oh, Elian hates this. But it's fine, we're walking.
Is there anything else, we know Darkspawn are near, but, we don't know anything else aside from that? We just need to be careful.
You can ask Tom if you want details. The Grey Wardens have, a Darkspawn sense. You're not sure how it works or how accurate it is.
So Tom, do we have any more details on these supposed Darkspawn?
Tom says, he's silent, he hesitates, and then eventually he says, see, I can give you an answer. I'm just not sure you really want to hear it.
I don't know why you think that.
There are a few small warrens in varying directions around us, but underneath us seems to be the bulk of the horde.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes. Presumably there is another deep road somewhere far beneath us that... he stares down at his feet for a while and he focuses his senses and he says, 2,000? 3,000? About 100 feet below. But hey, we're going up, right?
Yep, that's...
I definitely stare up and yeah, I guess we are.
Well, I think you were right. I didn't want to hear that. Thanks.
Yeah, I did warn you.
Yeah, no, you did. That's fair.
Talgan is still crouched, staring at the shield.
How are you doing, Talgan?
The shield clatters loudly on the stone. I'm fine. It's fine. We should go. Right? We should go.
Sure. You sure you don't want to take that with you, maybe?
I'm fine. I've got one already. It's better and it's not covered in rust and dirt.
Okay. That's... yeah.
So, this time, he seems a little more reluctant to head in. So Tom reluctantly takes up the lead. He has, he walks for, about 100 feet, with, his, just regularly, just a regular stride. And then he pulls his sword out, and then he continues to walk at a normal speed.
I hate that so much!
Right?
Leander is the next one. He sees Tom take his sword out and he pulls his bow off his back. Well,
Right?
That's great. This is great. I pull my spear out. I'm like, what is it? We're going up. I thought that was the whole point of going up.
I mean, he did say they were all around us, too.
Yeah, maybe we should have our weapons at the ready.
Yeah.
So yes, you follow Tom a little bit deeper and you make your way through winding streets, and yeah, there are more signs of a hurried evacuation. That you can see there's got to be a 3 or 4 century old skeleton that's half hanging out of a window in a house. He was trying to exit through the window because the door to that particular building had been broken in half. And could no longer open correctly, the huge stone door. You just keep seeing these little signs that tell you that whatever happened to drive this Thaig away, it happened very quickly. And the signs of it are evident, centuries later. It's very eerie here. And the constant hum of lyrium that seems to flow in the streetlights and in large arches overhead, they don't help.
Oh, I don't like
Absolutely
that. No.
hate it. Detest it.
I feel like Kaz is used to it. She's getting used to it now. All right.
As a mage, it's probably reasonable to say, you feel a little more resonance with the hum of lyrium. Because, it echoes with fade magic, which is what you are used to dealing with as a mage. So you eventually do make your way, sort of guessing. It's kind of hard not to notice the towering obelisk in the middle of the Thaig. You have to guess. You have to, you find a couple dead ends and everything. But eventually, you do make your way to the foot of this massive obelisk. So the tower itself sits at the other side of a crevasse with a very, very old and cracked in certain places stone bridge. The crevasse is a at least 200-foot plunge into pure darkness. And there is a set of double doors at the very base of the tower that prevent egress. And it is very quiet. And Telgin looks a little bit nervous about crossing that bridge. That bridge does not look super stable, but it is the only way across.
Well,
Tom's like, I don't know, maybe we should send the lightest of us across first, just in case.
wait, who is that? Before I agree to this.
Well, it's probably an elf. You are probably wearing heavier armor, so maybe Leander, probably?
Oh, I hate this.
You said the bridge was broken?
It's not broken, it's cracked.
Okay, cracked.
It's like when, like in those home inspection shows when they're like, there's a crack in the foundation. It's like,
Yeah.
like, oh, is there?
Yeah.
And Tom turns to look at Leander. And Leander, of course, he's tranquil. He's not going to be capable of fear. He says, I will go across.
How you feeling about that, Elian?
Not great. Not great. He has no argument against this, because, it's 100% selfish to not want him to cross it.
There's no other way around.
I know.
I don't like it either, but...
Careful.
Leander nods, like, he was never going to be not careful. He's a tranquil.
I know.
He heads across, halfway across the bridge. He tests it carefully. As he gets closer to the large, suspicious-looking crack, he tests it carefully with his foot, steps over it a couple times, and then, from off in the distance, you hear a roar.
I whirl around. What was that? What was that? What was that?
Uriel, we're all on edge already. Stop it.
Tom says, it sounded like an ogre.
What?
Oh,
That's not
okay.
But it also sounded quite distant, so it's probably, Leander looks at the back at you as if questioning, should I continue forward or should we investigate?
Ogre sounds bad. I would like to not be near that.
Leander shrugs, and he continues. He passes over the first large crack without much difficulty. He gets to the second crack, which is at the apex of the bridge, because bridges have an arch, and it's right at the top of the arch of the bridge. He gets to that, and there is a sudden loud cracking sound. He takes a couple short and sharp steps back, and a about 6-inch gap in the center of the bridge crumbles away, and wow, does that rock make a lot of sound as it goes crashing down against each side of the crevasse and into darkness.
No. Oh, man.
No.
Well, now I see.
You hear another roar, and this time it follows up with the sound of footsteps. Loud, pounding footsteps.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
No. Not again.
Fuck.
Leander
Fuck.
slowly
Fuck.
knocks his bow.
Yeah, I guess I just get my spear out and I just sort of look around at my compatriots this was a bad idea.
Now, I would like to remind everyone that you currently have a party of 6, which means I'm not giving you single monsters that you can focus down anymore. You have a party of 6 people, so I am giving you a challenge.
So what you're saying is we could die.
No, all I'm saying is roll initiative.
Ugh.
Okay, so Sabre, you are first up in the initiative order. You can take a minor action before anything happens. Is there anything you want to do specifically?
I'm definitely gonna activate Spirit Warrior, which, as usual, just means I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but suddenly I'm glowing.
As usual.
So Spirit Warrior calls upon justice, the soul
Yes.
justice inside of you. And as he becomes a little bit stronger inside of you and, infuses you with an anti-magic shroud, he reminds you, hey, did Lennon call you Venon in that dream?
What the fuck? Oh no, he did. You see, I'm in the middle of getting out my spear, and I've got my serious face on, and then my jaw just drops open, and I just say out loud, What the fuck? How did I forget? And then I think I just get like a giant shit-eating grin on my face.
I just like look at Elliot and look at Yario like, what is going on with him?
Alien has no fucking clue.
I think I look at both of you and I'm like, Lannon's in love with me. And then I just go like running forward towards the noise. I guess I don't really know what I'm attacking. So, in typical Sabre style, I'm just running until I find something.
Oh god.
It doesn't take you super long. You go running off in the vague direction of the thundering footsteps. And as soon as you get about, 20 feet away, an ogre, a massive ogre, comes tearing around the corner, on all fours, howling at you with this deep bellowing roar. And yep, you are first up in the initiative order, Sabre, so if you want to attack the ogre, you certainly can.
Yeah, I'm not smart, so sure. Okay, well, it's a good thing I bought all that heavy armor. Hopefully it comes in handy. So, I'm just gonna go straight for a strike at that thing's head. I'm just gonna try to hit it with my spear.
Alright, roll to hit. A 14 is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Alright, 7 damage. Unfortunately, it has an armor rating of 7, so it does no
God.
damage.
Lovely.
No!
So you approach it, you swing your spear at it. It kind of glances off this hard, craggy skin of the ogre. The ogre bends down and screams at you. Cassandra, you are up next in the order.
Having witnessed this delightful scene, and I definitely am going to activate combat magic and be like, all right, well, I have a sword now, so I'm gonna use it!
The mage in melee, what could go wrong?
What
God.
could possibly go wrong? I'm coming, Ariel.
A 15 is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 11 damage. So everyone is very focused on this ogre at the moment. Sabre went charging off directly toward it, and then Cassandra followed him, and, that's what you do. You're all so caught up in this massive, 10-foot tall ogre that is screaming and bellowing, that none of you notice the 2 shrieks that suddenly appear.
No!
Behind you, and, Elian.
Yeah.
Let's see how well you do against this. Does a 20 hit?
No.
Oh, look, and he's got 5 stun points.
Oh boy,
God.
exciting.
He is going to hit you for 1d6 plus 4 damage, and also he is going to inflict poison on you.
Oh, great.
Oh, no.
As a special stunt for 2 or more SP, a shriek can poison the target of a blade attack that deals at least 1 damage point. When poisoned, a victim must make a TN13 Constitution Stamina test at the beginning of each of their turns, or suffer 1d6 plus 2 penetrating damage for that turn. This lasts for a number of rounds equal to the number of stun points spent. Okay, so that's 5 rounds. So on your next turn, jot a note down for Elian. Next turn, you have to make a con stamina test.
Cool.
And in the meantime, you get 1d6 plus 4 damage. 9 damage, minus whatever armor rating you have.
Okay, so that's -4, so that's 5 damage.
The second shriek is going to go after Maeveris.
Ah!
17 is definitely going to hit. I'm not even going to check.
Oh god.
She does not wear armor. She is a mage. And there are no stunt points in that roll, so he can't poison her, but he will do 9 points of damage. Okay. So you hear Maeveris cry out in pain as the second shriek gouges her in the back pretty nastily.
Oh. I definitely turn around like, May?
Next up in the order is Elian. There is a shriek directly behind you, and I need you to roll con stamina.
Okay.
Great. Not great. So you are going to take 1d6 plus 2 penetrating damage. You take 8 penetrating damage from the poison.
Oh, great.
Alright, it is your turn.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna aim and then attack it with my rapier.
The shriek?
Yep.
Okay, roll to hit. A 12 is not a hit. So, Elian, you swing at this shriek. It deftly dodges out of the way of your rapier. That poison smarts, Elian. Ouch.
Yeah, don't like this.
That hurts like fuck. It is Leander's turn. Leander is going to shoot the shriek that just heard his boo. 16 is a hit, so he is going to do 1d6 plus 3 plus his perception score. 8 damage. Armor rating 3, so 5. Okay, that is Leander's turn. It is now the ogre's turn. The ogre is still preoccupied with you, Sabre, and you, Cassandra.
Yeah, fair.
Ogres are not great at the thinky. They have a -1 cunning.
Yeah. I was like, big dumb, big smash. But
Big
also
dumb. So, like, if he were not big dumb, he would probably realize that the mage is the big threat. But he is big dumb.
Right.
So he is going to go after the tiny tank that is screaming at him.
Yeah, fair. I like that I didn't say that I was screaming at him, but you knew, because it's true. I was about to say that was the thing I was going to do.
He is going to use a club attack on you. I'm presuming a 19 hits your AC.
It does hit, yes.
And that's 3d6 plus 9 damage. 14 minus whatever armor you're wearing, Sabre.
-7.
That's still 7 damage.
Yeah.
Big ol' club. Alrighty, so that is the ogre's turn. Next up is Talgan. Talgan is so he has 2 relatively vulnerable party members that just got attacked by shrieks. And it's not that he doesn't like you, Ilya, because he does, but Mayveris is more vulnerable.
Mayveris the healer. Save the healer.
Yeah.
So he is going to go after the shriek that attacked Mayveris, and do an axe attack. And he has a +7 to his axe attacks. An 18 is a hit for a shriek. So he is going to 9 damage, -3 armor rating, which is 6. He's a guardian. You can protect an ally with the tactical use of your shield and body. Choose an ally and enter guardian mode with an activate action. When this ally is adjacent to you, they gain a +2 to their armor rating. However, each time your ally takes damage, you take 2 points of penetrating damage. You can choose to switch your... Okay, so yeah, he'll do that. So he's going to give Mayveris a +2 to her AC. Or defense, whatever. So she's now at a 13 defense, which is good. He's going to protect Mayveris, because she is a mage, and she is a delicate. Also, she's dying.
Yeah, there's
also,
that.
She's dying, there's that. Next up in the order is Mayveris. Mayveris, she has a couple offensive spells, but, not a lot of them. So I think she is going to cast Glyph of Paralysis right underneath the shriek. She casts a hasty arcane symbol onto the ground in front of her and strikes it with all her might, causing a wave of force to send enemies within 10 yards reeling. All enemies are pushed 10 yards away from you and must succeed a con stamina or dex acrobatics test versus her spell power. And this is a creation spell, so her spell power in this case is +7. Goodness. Okay, so that's a +5 for the shriek. All right. So she successfully knocks the shriek 10 feet back and knocks it prone with a flash of golden light. And then she hides behind Talgan because she knows she's a mage. She knows her place in battle.
That's my girl.
Okay. Sabre, we are back up to the top of the order with you.
I'm really cranky that my last hit didn't work. So, I think completely out of character, I'm going to remember that I have this horn on me, and I'm going to blow that as a minor action.
Hell yeah. Okay, so you all get a permanent +1 to everything. +1 to all the things, forever. Damage, rolls to hit, spell saves, anything.
I would like to think this is because I can't scream loud enough at the ogre, so I just blow a horn in its stupid fucking face.
Right.
That'll teach it.
This is my solution. You thought you were mad before. Oh, wait. And then I'm gonna get my spear and just try to stab it again.
Sabre pulls out this painted black hollow horn, and he blows into it, and it's this triumphant, echoing sound, like, "Rally the Dalish!" And you all feel the magic of it surge inside of you, and go ahead and roll to hit. That's a hit.
Excellent. And I'm gonna use the dual strike, because I have a bonus that means I can use that for 3 instead of 4.
Okay, well, go ahead and roll the damage for the first hit, too.
Okay.
13, -7, and you have dual strike, so go ahead and roll to hit again.
Yes.
15 is a hit, roll damage. Oof, that's a good hit.
Oof.
Oh, nice.
17 -7, so -10. Good hit. Cassandra, you are up.
Yeah, I feel like I turned back when I heard like Mayveris like scream, but then I turned back again when I hear my little big bro being like, and wham, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, right. There's something right in front of me. Focus on that. And Talgan's got it. All right, we're good.
Talgan's looking out for May.
Yeah.
Talgan likes May. I feel like at some point Talgan and May probably slept together. They had like a one-night stand at one point, and then they agreed to never talk about it again.
Right. Good morning and goodbye. All right. I'm also gonna do the smashy smash now that I have a proper sword and all that jazz. I want to make use of it.
All right, roll to hit. A 16 is definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 12 minus 7. It is now the first Shriek's turn. This is the one that was attacking you, Elian.
Yeah.
It's going to go ahead and keep doing that because Leander is sort of off to the side. He did a lot of damage, but it's not in the Shriek's immediate line of sight. Does a 12 hit your defense?
No, it does not.
What's your defense?
15.
It has 2 stunt points. So it is going to use lightning attack with that stunt. So it's going to try to hit you again. A 16 is a hit. And it's going to do 1d6 plus 4 damage to you. 8 minus your armor. The second Shriek's turn. The Shriek is going to use a minor action to get up. And it's going to use this major action to attack Talgan, who is the beefier target. And because Mayveris didn't do any damage to it. 7 damage minus Talgan's armor, which is 8. Oh, that's no damage at all to Talgan. Talgan takes the Shriek's blow on his shield and, glances it off to the side. The Shriek shrieks at him and Talgan roars back at it.
See,
Nice.
Talgan knows what's up.
It is now Elian. Roll that poison roll for me. Constitution stamina. That's not good enough. Nope.
Cool, great, love this.
26 plus 2 penetrating damage from the poison. 6 damage. And now it is your turn.
I feel like I'm just gonna attack this one, because it's right in front of me.
Okie dokie. Nope, that doesn't hit it either. You're poisoned!
Yep.
And it's starting to show.
Up.
And I will put that you are now at poison stage 2. Leander is up next. Leander is going to arrow that motherfucker.
Good, please.
I think even though he's not stabbing it, I think he can still use the backstab thing. You must approach your opponent with a move action, then you must win an opposed test of your dexterity stealth versus your target's perception seeing. If you win the test, you use the backstab. It gives a +2 attack to the bonus roll and inflicts an extra plus 1d6 damage. So let's have him try that. It's a test of Leander's stealth versus this thing's perception. Its perception is pretty good, but Leander's stealth is very, very good. So let's see. Plus, good
Sneaky
luck.
boy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's not good enough. Okay, Leander gets to backstab.
Yes.
So that is a roll to hit. +2 plus 3d6 plus 2 plus 7. That's a hit. That's a hit and a half. And then the damage is 2d6 plus 3 plus his perception. Nice. Damn, boy.
I know.
He's really going to town on this thing. All right. Next up in the order is the ogre. The ogre is going to smash you. I don't want to surprise you. I don't want to surprise you or alarm you with this, Amber. But it's giant and it hates you. 16 minus your armor. Alrighty. Talgan is up next. Talgan is just going to keep that Shriek that was attacking Mayveris distracted.
Good plan.
He's gonna hit it. He's gonna hit it real well with an axe. Yeah, oh god, Talgan. So
Whoa.
OP.
Woo!
Alright, so that is 2d6 plus his strength. So that is a 4 damage. A 4. Mayveris. Mayveris has 2 offensive spells.
Yeah.
I think she's just gonna do Arcane Bolt. So that is a spirit attack. A 17 is more than enough, so the Arcane Bolt hits for... That's 15, and this is penetrating damage Damn, Avaris.
Ooh.
Guys, we're getting outclassed. We gotta step things up here.
Y'all need to get on her level, honestly.
Yeah.
Sabre, you are up next.
Excellent. Okay. What's around me now? Is it still just the ogre that's mostly in my face?
It is the ogre that is in your face, correct.
Yeah.
The two shrieks are sort of in the back.
Can I use my judgment ability?
Hell yeah, you can use your judgment ability.
Excellent.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Excellent.
What is this?
'Cause
I wanna see
I'm
it.
just getting more like I'm just pissed off about all of this. Like the longer this goes on, the more I'm just like I would like to be done.
I was having a great day until this ogre.
And this is actually a good development, because you didn't know you could use this.
Oh, that's true.
Not when you're, like, righteously pissed off. Like, you can just use it now, at will.
Okay, so let's see here. You can pick a target you deem responsible, have them roll Dex Acrobatics versus my Willpower Courage.
It does not have a great dex.
Right?
It has a 1 dex. Let's see how this goes.
Hey!
Ah! That's an instant kill, isn't it?
It is. Oh, fuck.
God! Oh my god!
Hell yeah!
I didn't think I could do this, so I didn't I hadn't
Right.
occurred to me, but
What does it look like?
That's horrifying.
it literally says it's killed instantly in a burst of white fire.
Wow.
Hell yeah! So that magic around you, right? It flares up brilliant white. You cast a spell, which is not something you've ever done before. Well, Justice casts a spell, but he
Yeah.
does it through you. So you're casting a spell, and the ogre screams at it as it is suddenly consumed by white fire, and it takes a couple staggering steps backward and falls over the edge of the crevasse into the pit below.
I just turn and stare what? did
I
you
stare at my
do?
hands in horror, maybe they're more dangerous than I realized.
Justice is like, fuck yeah!
And then I think I turn and I scream into the pit after it.
Okay,
Oh my
that's
God, I
okay.
love
You
that.
know what? It doesn't make sense, but that's in character for Sabre.
I love it.
Wow.
Good
that's-
job.
I can only do that once, guys, though, so.
Yes, you can only do it once per encounter, so.
Alright, so we still got the shrieks.
Yes, you still have 2 shrieks. And speaking of which, Cassandra, it is your turn. The ogre just... Wow, that was, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, alright, well, good hit. I'm gonna...
Unpack that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Exactly. I don't need this sword anymore and just sort of let it fizzle out.
Okay.
Gonna go focus on how far away the shrieks.
Within spellcasting distance.
Okay, perfect. Then in that case, I'm gonna try to use Crushing Prison on one then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll the thing. A 14. Does that hit? You have to compare it to your TN.
What is my TN is 17.
So nope, it doesn't work. But the dragon die is not 1, so you've got that going for you. Does not hit. This is a hard spell. Landon taught it to you because he thought you'd like it. It's a cool fucking
Yeah.
spell, but it is
It
very
is.
difficult. And it's very finessey. You were not taught finesse magic as a
Oh,
Cerebos.
no.
You were taught blow up magic.
Yeah. I just sort of looked disappointed. I'm like, oh.
Alright, the shriek in front of Elian is gonna attack you again, Elian. It's gonna...
Wow.
What a
So
shock! I know, it's a
surprised.
surprising turn of events. I'm guessing a 20 probably hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Okay. 10 damage minus your armor.
Okay, so that's 6 damage.
Did it roll a... Oh, wait! It's got 6 stun points!
Oh, no.
Alright, it is going to... shriek! The shriek is going to shriek.
Wow, who could have guessed?
The shriek's namesake, screaming and moaning, requires a minor action and forces anyone who hears it to make a TN11 willpower courage test or suffer a -1 penalty to attack tests and defense until the end of the encounter. Alright, so everyone make a willpower courage test. Alright, so anyone who got below an 11, which is... None of you?
None of us.
None of you. Okay. The shriek shrieks, and nothing happens. It's just an unpleasant sound.
And it's
And then the second shriek is going to attack Talgan. 3d6 plus 7. Which, that does nothing to Talgan. Talgan shrugs off this pathetic shriek's attempts at hitting him, a tank. Fuck you. Elian, roll con stamina for your poison. 13! That's good enough, finally.
Oh, thank God.
Woo!
You do not take poison damage this time. Go ahead and do your turn.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack it again. Aim and attack, because I keep forgetting to do that.
18. That is a hit.
Finally.
Go ahead and roll damage. 11 minus 3. So 8. Leander. It is Leander's turn. Leander is going to try that backstab thing again because that worked really well.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Leander gets an extra 1d6 and a +2 on the roll to hit. So 17 is a hit, and then it gets an extra 1d6 damage. So that's 2d6 plus 6. 50. Oh, good lord.
Wow.
And he gets a +1 because of the hollow horn. So you hear Leander behind you, Elian, say, duck. And as soon as you duck, an arrow fires into the Shriek's open mouth, and the Shriek capitulates. Next up in the order is Talion, who's like, that's my boy! That's my boy! And he is going to go after the last Shriek. He's going to hit it with an axe, because he's good at that.
Yeah.
That is a hit. 14 minus 3, so 11.
And he has 2 stunt points, it looks like.
Doesn't matter, they're both dead.
Yay!
Oh, what?
So Leander shoots the one Shriek through its open mouth, and Talgan takes the second one's head off with one clean swipe of his axe. Hey friends, Tessa here. If you're desperate to hear the next episode, chances are good that you can by joining our Discord server. We post links to all episodes and pre-release, and you can even chat with us and listen live as we record. Join us by going to bit.ly/CFCDiscord. For more information on the show, character biographies, and links to social media, head to our website, critfail.club or critfailclub.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Crit Fail Club does not advertise at all, so if you like what you hear, tell a friend who might also like it, make a post on social media about it, or leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Full episodes are available on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/CFC channel, or wherever you get your podcasts.